I've said many times before that one of the things that you do in an event that you want to control the populace, you control the language, because a lot of people are stupid. So, you conflate certain issues. You lump people in the same category so you can justify your bad behavior against them. You heard this with this is why the terms like racism, sexism, transphobia, homophobia, they're meaningless terms. And white supremacists. These terms don't mean anything anymore because what they attempted to do was to lump basically any and everybody that they deemed as their enemy as those. And the reason why they did that is because anything that they do to you, they can then say, hey, look at me, I'm doing this against a Nazi. It doesn't matter if it's the guy fucking Mr. Rogers. It doesn't matter. The whole point was to paint you in a bad light so they can justify any and everything that they do to you. So we have yet another example of this with the term anti-vaxxer. We've talked about that before. And you saw that the language on that began to change, right? Where anti-vaxxer went from just people that were all any vaccine, didn't matter what it was, they were against it, to now it's meaning anybody that's skeptical of basically any vaccine for that matter. It doesn't mean if it's all, it could just be one. You are then in turn an anti-vaxxer. That's what they said. This got more officialized with Webster's dictionary. Merriam-webster dictionary. Now, Webster's saying that a person who opposes vaccination or laws that mandate vaccination. So now, guys, we're all anti-vaxxers now. All of us. You oppose laws that mandate vaccinations? Well, you're an anti-vaxxer. We're all anti-vaxxers, guys. It's official. Basically, all of us, anybody that values fucking liberty is a anti-vaxxer now. We're all anti-vax. And this is right from Merriam-Webster's dictionary, Merriam-Webster right now. Like, this isn't a screenshot. I'm there right now. You can go type this in. This is what they adjusted anti-vaxxer to mean. And now it includes laws that mandate vaccination. So we're all anti-vaxxers. You're an anti-vaxxer. I'm an anti-vaxxer. We're all anti-vaxxers. If you are a person that values any sort of bodily autonomy, definitely when it comes to a virus with a 99% survival rate, you are now considered an anti-vaxxer. Because why, you may think, you're like, why would they do something like that? Because that doesn't seem very honest. Well, you take some of the other terms, particularly with leftists, not exclusively, but you take some of those other terms and how they've been dumbed down to basically become meaningless. Those terms mean absolutely nothing anymore. The reason why they did that in the first place is these guys are power hungry assholes, just to be completely honest. And when you have the benefit of being able to control all of these different sort of institutions of influence, what you then can do in order to convince a certain portion of the populace, all you have to do is convince them rather that another sector of the populace are bad. What other better way to do that than language? Change the meaning of terms, right? Racism used to mean it can apply to anything. Now we add this other aspect of power and all institutional power and all this other stupid stuff. So now that only this type of person can be racist, because then again it would justify. And then at that point, it doesn't matter. Like, you get these weirdos with do they TikToks where they say if you're white you're racist automatically. It doesn't even matter. Other white leftists say that. Doesn't even matter. So when they do something bad to you, all they do is get to fall back on, well, he was a racist. Oh, well, it doesn't sound so bad. Well, they now control the language and they change the meaning. So when you see these guys use this term anti-vaxxer, obviously, it's implied laws that mandate vaccinations. This is about control. And during a time where they say vaccine hesitancy, but basically what happened was that a lot of us who aren't Branch Covidians decided not to take the vaccine. We've made our decisions. We're not hesitant at all. We just have assessed the risk, and this has a 99% survival rate. I'm a rather healthy person. I have an immune system. I will take my risk. I'm perfectly fine with that. And if I'm going out, the only other people that, if the vaccine works like they say it should work, the only other people that would also be assuming the risk are other people that also are assuming the risk. So you went out with a vaccine. I went out without a vaccine. If one of us gets sick or whatever, if you got the vaccine, you should be okay because that vaccine works supposedly. So you should be fine. We've assessed the risk, and that's what our position is. Well, the Branch Covidians, they've already got all their vaccines, and now what you're seeing across the nation is that they can't get enough people to take it. Hey, we'll give it away for you for free. It's just free. Just take it. And a lot of people are not lining up because the Branch Covidians already got their jabs. So, control. They don't like that you're exercising some sort of bodily autonomy. What other better way to either try to attempt to shame you into doing it or legitimize any bad thing that they're going to do, change the language of a term that they're using to now it applies to folks that may not be against every vaccine, but you're against this one. Therefore, you're just like the other guys. And you're all bad and you want to kill grandmas and old people or kids. You want to kill everybody and everybody. That's how it works. Slight adjustment to the language. Now they get to justify everything that they're going to do to you because who wants to be an anti-vaxxer is the excuse that they're going to use. Now, me, again, these words mean nothing to me. So if that's what you're going to call me, whatever. I am whatever you say I am. But that's how let me backtrack. I'm going to end on this note, actually. You are dealing with, little authoritarian little shits who can't imagine or rather envision any setup where they say something and you don't listen to what it is they say. I think a lot of them want people to be miserable like them. Look at us. We're listening to the government. Why aren't you doing what it is that we're doing? Why aren't you as scared as we're scared? Why? I think that makes a lot of them sour because they have adjusted their entire lifestyle. I think like a lot of people, we've seen this with COVID, right? With the lockdowns. It's like they get sour at the idea that you're not living in a bubble for the rest of your life. You're not living in fear. They themselves are. So they have to try to speak this into existence. And in this case, they want you to bend a knee and get this jab. So it is what it is. If that's what you're going to call me, I'll be that. It means nothing coming from you. It means absolutely nothing coming from you. This is why when you're dealing with these types, I always tell you just to make fun of them. And they're going to try to shame you. But in order for them to shame you, you have to be ashamed of your position. I'm not ashamed of my position. I've never expressed any sort of deal in which I've said that I was against every single vaccine that has ever existed. I've never made that claim, nor have I said that you shouldn't get it. You assess the risk for whatever it is that you have going on in your life. I'll assess it from mine. That's been my consistent position on this. Do what you will. I will do what I will. That frustrates you, and we get it. But sitting here trying to redefine terms so you can try to shame folks or justify all of the bull crap that you're going to do because, hey, who wants to be an anti-vax? Means nothing coming from you guys because you do this to other words. And guys like myself, we've caught on to your game long ago.